Could fear of nuclear accidents be killing more people than the radiation accidents themselves? Yes, that's what the research says, and it's right here in this paper. Let me walk you through how this is the case when it comes to our people today. The study up here followed a cohort of Estonian workers that went to go clean up Chernobyl, and they all got measurable doses. They were there cleaning up Chernobyl. The study went back and said, all right, so how did the disease rates change for these Estonian Chernobyl cleanup workers relative to everybody else that stayed in Estonia that didn't go to Chernobyl? And what they found is that there were no statistically significant differences at all. In other words, the disease rates of the people from Chernobyl that did the cleanup were exactly the same across the board for all diseases as the people that did nothing. They just stayed back there in Estonia. They weren't there at Chernobyl. And what they found was that there was a big difference, and that was the unalive rate for the Chernobyl workers was drastically higher. So there were no difference in cancers, no difference in heart disease or lung disease or any other diseases between the cleanup workers and the non-ones. But what happened was is if you were a Chernobyl cleanup worker, any effect that you had that was independent of Chernobyl, you ascribed to Chernobyl. So if you had arthritis, a bad knee, hiccups, a bad stomach, bad hearing, bad eyesight, whatever, you said, oh, well, obviously that came from Chernobyl, right? I was a Chernobyl cleanup worker. I had this effect. Obviously that was caused by Chernobyl. And it becomes this self-reinforcing prophecy that you have no hope. That every time something bad happens to you, that proves that more bad things are going to happen to you because of Chernobyl. And so you are stigmatized and you really have no hope. And so the only real medical effect from those people came from this stress-induced fear of Chernobyl. So that literally, if you go back and look at that, fear is killing more people from Chernobyl than occurred from the event. That is crazy. And here's a review paper. I wrote this review paper, and it shows that the same kinds of effects are also taking place with Fukushima and 3 Mile Island. The only measurable medical effects are from fear. People are so terrified of radiation that that's what's causing any kind of an effect at all. And what you're able to do is say, well, if I had any exposure, that gives an explanation for any kind of adverse medical effect that I might be suffering at the moment. And so fear is the only thing that's really causing any problems right now that is again attributed back to radiophobia. So great review paper. It's open access. I'll try to remember to put the link in the comments for you. Thanks for watching.